Hey, how's it going? I'm Houston Teamer, and today I'm walking through what's changed in Iowa spirit sales from 2019 to 2023 and where Diageo should respond. So, the headline is simple here: Iowa is growing, sales are concentrating into fewer counties and stores, and the mix is trading up. So, the winning strategy here isn't going to just be sell more liters, it's executing on premium and portfolio decisions in the specific doors and categories where the money exists. So there's three things that matter here for planning. First is that dollars grew much faster than liters. There's been a 27% increase in sales while there's only been an 8% increase in volume. What this tells us is that mix and price per liter are doing a lot of the work. Second, the market is concentrated. There's a small set of stores and a small set of counties that drive an oversized share of sales. So broad, even coverage throughout the state is going to leave money on the table. Third is that premiumization is real. The $80 and up per liter tier has expanded roughly fourfold since 2019, while the $20 per liter tier is down. So the implication here is that we need to treat premium execution as a targeted growth program, not just a nice to have layer on top of our sales strategy. Diving into the data in the EDA method so that we can trust the outputs, what I used is Iowa's regulated spirits transaction data set from 2019 to 2023. December 2023 was missing from the case file, so we just omitted that. I built monthly views and then segmented performance by geography, stores, categories, price per liter bands, and bottle size. Premium is defined consistently as $80 and up per liter, and that gives us a clean trade-up signal across the full period. The unit is invoice line items aggregated to monthly and then summarized by store, county, category. Exhibit 1A and 1B basically establish the baseline trend. You see that volatility is moving month to month, but the key is that the floor rises after 2020. The market resets higher and it just basically remains there. What matters here is the divergence. Liters are up versus 2019, but the dollars are moving more aggressively. That gap is the first signal that consumers aren't simply drinking more, they're paying more per liter and they're shifting to higher value products. That's the thread that we're going to validate with the mix shift exhibits. So getting into exhibit 2, we look at seasonality, basically when Iowa buys and how they buy it. Seasonality, what we've discovered through the data is that it's consistent and usable operationally. The peaks and throws repeat throughout the season, which means that the company can plan like a retailer. They can lock inventory, displays, and field push ahead of the peak, not during it being reactionary. The actionable takeaway here is timing. They need to build the program 4 to 6 weeks before high demand months and align field incentives and distributor asks to those windows. That's how they're going to be able to turn seasonality from an observation into a sales calendar. So getting into the exhibit 3, what we've discovered is that geography is not evenly distributed. Polk County is the clear number one. Being from Iowa myself, born in Iowa, this is where the Des Moines Metro is. So we're getting that Des Moines Metro effect. The next tier is going to be all the other major population hubs, and that's where you're going to see the most sales. Strategy-wise, what this is telling us is that if they want premium growth with limited resources, what we need to do is start where these baseline dollars are. From there, we could use these counties to be the first wave footprint for premium activations, new assortment, and our representatives' focus. The Pareto view here makes our data discovery even more operational. What it's telling us is that the sales concentrate heavily in the top stores. Being a key account truth here, a small number of doors can swing the outcomes very heavily in the sales. So rather than spreading our premium execution thinly across the entire state, what we need to do is treat the top stores as a managed book. Target lists, specific display standards, and measurable KPIs like premium dollars per store is going to lead to the best outcomes. In practice, what we'd be doing is this would allow us to justify disproportionate time on a short list of stores, allowing us to focus our dollars where they need to be spent. Now here we start to get a little bit into the nitty gritty as we dive into the category structure. What the data has shown us is that vodka is really the anchor because it leads in both the dollars and in liters. After that comes whiskey categories, which are major engines really driving revenue as well. RTD and cocktails show up as a modern demand signal, and they're worth treating as future engines, future growth engines, as growth for the company. The implication here, what I've discovered, is that the portfolio needs discipline. We need to protect the engines, which are the vodka and the core whiskey, while also testing the growth programs and adjacencies like RTD, where consumer behavior is shifting. So Exhibit 7 is really the cleanest proof of premiumization. The value tier of under $20 per liter drops about 11 points from 2019 to 2023, while at the same time, the $80 per liter, it grew from roughly 2% to over 8%, which is about a fourfold expansion. If you look at the combined $40 tiers, they're roughly double. So what we're seeing is that the market is not just growing, it's remixing upwards. Strategically, this supports a protect entry but lean premium approach. Keep value price points healthy for volume, but put incremental effort into premium assortment, premium merchandising, and targeted promotions amongst these. So bottle size is really telling us how consumers are buying when they're out purchasing. What we've seen is that the minis have been growing meaningfully from about 2% to 7%, while the 1 liter to the 1.7 liter, the large formats have been softening by about 4 points. The standard size, the regular purchase size of a bottle, 500 to 999 milliliters, stays dominant around the low to mid 40s. That's the majority of bottle sizes if you've ever been in a store. The business read is that minis are increasingly a trial and convenience vehicle, allowing people to test. They're also relevant for gifting and variety behavior, and the premium execution should lean heavy to include the mini formats and mini displays, not just the full-size bottles. So here's what's really most important about premium is that it's not evenly distributed. Premium dollars concentrate into a few categories. There's whiskey liquor and the 100% agave tequila. They really stand out. Premium is extremely format driven. Over 70% of premium dollars come from mini. So if we say we're going to win premium, but we don't execute on minis, we're not actually addressing the premium pool that exists in Iowa. We're ignoring it completely. So this item view here shows that premium is also SKU concentrated. You have a small set of items that are really driving the bulk of the premium dollars, especially in the mini-oriented products and a few of the iconic premium SKUs. The reason that this matters is execution clarity. A premium program doesn't need 50 SKUs to work 50 different products. It needs the right 10 to 20 items consistently in stock and consistently visible in the right doors. Now here's where we connect where the dollars are and where premium over indexes. What we're seeing is that premium share varies materially by county, and even within the top stores, premium share is not equal. Some high volume doors are still underdeveloped in premium, and that's where the real opportunity is. We need to target counties where premium is already over indexed for immediate ROI, and then target specific high volume stores with low premium share as unlock plays, basically driving additional revenue. Practically, this is where the target list becomes a field tool and not just an analysis. So this is the structural shift. During the pandemic onset, average monthly sales went up from 28.6 million to 34.6 million. And in the recent period, it's even higher at about 36.3 million. The key is that it doesn't revert. And again, dollars outpace liters. There's an increase in 27% sales versus the 8% increase in liters from pre to recent. That supports the interpretation that a mix and price shift is sustained. So, our strategy should assume that premiumization is a durable behavior pattern, not just a temporary spike. Now that we've analyzed the data, we need to be able to execute on it. For that, I've created 3 specific actions that we need to take. The first is going to be based on portfolio. We need to protect entry-level tiers so that we don't abandon volume, but we need to expand into premium where trade-up signal is the strongest, particularly around whiskey and 100% agave tequila. Next, we need to stop treating Iowa like it's an even map. We need to focus on top counties and top stores that drive that Pareto curve with premium-led displays and measurable store-level goals. Lastly, premium mechanics. We need to build a mini-led premium program because that's where over 70% of the premium dollars lie. This is a playbook, right? So the right mini assortment, the right mini placement, and the right timing aligned to seasonality is going to be what's going to drive that revenue for the company. So to operationalize this, we need to take the next 3 steps. First, we'll finalize the priority door list, starting with the top stores that drive the largest share of sales. Assign clear ownership so that execution is accountable. Second, launch a premium playbook in those doors. So that's going to be that mini-led premium displays, priority premium tequila and whiskey assortments, and basic availability standards to prevent out of stocks in those. And then third, we'll measure impact of the short scorecard, premium share, premium dollars per store, and velocity on the top premium items. This is going to be tracked weekly with a simple pre and post comparison. And basically, if we run this for a 60 to 90 day pilot, we'll know what's working quickly and we'll be able to scale those winners statewide. that is everything that I have. So thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.